Imagine a secret within you, a profound capacity to align with the very pulse of life itself. Carl Jung, in his groundbreaking research, unveiled not a mystical secret, but a psychological revelation, a dangerous discovery about what truly unfolds when you learn to trust the universe. This isn't about passive surrender, it's about a fundamental shift in consciousness that holds the power to either dismantle your reality or forge you into something truly extraordinary. In his meticulous work on individuation, Jung documented individuals who, instead of wrestling against life's currents, learned to flow with them, to collaborate with their experiences. When they released the tight grip of control and ceased fighting the natural processes of life, their entire reality began to reshape in ways previously deemed impossible. Yet Jung wisely labeled this capacity dangerous. Why? Because without a deep psychological understanding and proper integration, this nascent trust can tragically lead to spiritual bypassing, victim consciousness, or a crippling loss of personal agency. It's like having a superpower without a manual. Immense potential, but also immense risk. However, for those who cultivated this trust correctly, the outcome was nothing short of psychological transformation, where every facet of their life genuinely changed. Today, we'll unravel Jung's most profound insight into differentiated trust capacity and explore why he believed this rare ability either condemns you to be a victim of your own sensitivity or elevates you into a conscious collaborator with your psychological evolution. Jung's breakthrough insights were often sparked by profound encounters, none more vivid than the patient who arrived in his consulting room describing an impossible phenomenon. This individual possessed an uncanny ability to predict the ebb and flow of relationships, to sense career shifts before they manifested, and to receive precise guidance through what others dismissed as mere coincidence. But this extraordinary sensitivity came with a heavy cost. "I see the web of meaning everywhere," the patient confessed to Jung, "but I don't know how to live in it without losing myself." They were completely overwhelmed, paralyzed by the sheer intensity of life's interconnectedness, feeling responsible for outcomes far beyond their control. Jung recognized this wasn't delusion, but a rare, heightened form of psychological perception, an active symbolic consciousness, a profound capacity to discern the developmental and symbolic significance embedded in real-time events. The transformation began when Jung helped them understand this wasn't a curse to be endured, but an underdeveloped gift to be mastered. It was about learning to work with their perceptions to consciously participate in their own psychological evolution rather than being consumed by them. This groundbreaking case revealed that some individuals are indeed born with an inherent, heightened sensitivity to the meaningful patterns underlying life experiences, but without proper integration, this capacity becomes a source of overwhelm rather than profound wisdom. Jung identified 3 distinct psychological mechanisms at the heart of this differentiated trust capacity, mechanisms that, for most, remain dormant or undeveloped. First, symbolic pattern recognition. These individuals don't just see events, they instinctively perceive the deeper psychological and archetypal significance of relationships, circumstances, and daily occurrences. They read life as a rich tapestry, discerning the unconscious themes and developmental currents playing out beneath the surface. It's not random pattern seeking, it's an intuitive grasp of genuine psychological processes as they manifest. Second, synchronistic sensitivity. For them, meaningful coincidences aren't rare anomalies, but regular, profound communications from their unconscious about their psychological development, needs, and direction. This creates a living, breathing dialogue between their conscious choices and an inherent inner wisdom mediated through the very circumstances that unfold in their lives. It's like having an internal compass constantly calibrating to life's deeper purpose. Most significantly, third, integration pressure. Unlike mere observers, these individuals feel an undeniable compulsion to integrate their insights into conscious action. They cannot simply witness patterns, they must respond, allowing these revelations to actively guide their psychological development. This generates what Jung termed existential intensity, the profound burden, yet also the incredible gift of being unable to live unconsciously once you've glimpsed the meaningful patterns woven into existence. Yet Jung's most poignant discovery was the profound challenge these sensitive souls often face within society. He documented a systematic pattern of rejection, misunderstanding, and even a subtle form of persecution that frequently isolates these individuals or contributes to their psychological struggles. The rationality police often demand scientific validation for their insights, dismissing symbolic awareness as mere delusion, rather than recognizing it as a sophisticated form of intelligence. Furthermore, their intuitive ease with uncertainty and change often triggers deep anxiety in those who cling to rigid control for security, leading to dismissal or accusations of being naive or irresponsible. Most dangerously, the spiritual materialism trap often sees their sensitivity exploited by communities that encourage passive dependency or magical thinking, rather than supporting the mature psychological integration this capacity truly demands. It's a cruel paradox. The very sensitivity that could catalyze collective evolution becomes a source of social alienation or spiritual manipulation. As Jung wisely penned, those who possess the capacity for conscious trust in life's psychological process often find themselves strangers in a world that demands either complete control or total surrender when they naturally inhabit the space between. Jung identified 4 distinct archetypal expressions of this differentiated trust, each presenting unique challenges and powerful paths for development. 1. The overwhelmed receiver. These individuals feel everything, absorbing meaning from every experience, yet often lack the boundaries or processing skills to discern genuine insight from mere psychological projection. They may retreat, becoming hermits, or suffer from anxiety due to information overload. Their journey demands developing keen discrimination and learning to protect their energy while cherishing their sensitivity. They are like a radio receiving every frequency at once, needing to learn how to tune into the signal that matters. 2. The resistant controller. Born with this deep capacity, yet terrified by it due to early conditioning or trauma, they vacillate between moments of profound insight and periods of rigid control. Externally successful, they grapple with internal conflict. Their path involves a brave, gradual release of control, building unwavering confidence in their innate psychological wisdom without succumbing to passivity. They cling to the illusion of control, even as their soul yearns for the flow of trust. 3. The spiritual bystander or escapist. They use their gift for pattern recognition to avoid practical responsibilities or confront difficult emotions. Synchronicity becomes a cosmic validation for inaction rather than a profound guide for growth. Their task is to courageously ground their insights in personal responsibility, using their sensitivity to fuel, not escape, their psychological development. They see the signs but refuse to walk the path they illuminate. 4. The integrated collaborator. This is the pinnacle of conscious trust. They have mastered their capacity, wielding it as a powerful tool for psychological evolution. They recognize meaningful patterns while fiercely maintaining personal agency, using life's experiences as a dynamic compass for growth, all while taking full, conscious responsibility for their choices. They embody a mature trust that beautifully enhances rather than replaces rational thought and personal accountability. They become the conductor of their own symphony of life. Jung meticulously illuminated why this extraordinary capacity, when left unintegrated, can become a dangerous liability, leading to psychological breakdown, profound social isolation, or spiritual inflation. The meaning obsession crisis. There's a profound risk of becoming addicted to seeking meaning in every single experience, losing the sheer joy of simply living spontaneously, unburdened by constant psychological analysis. The gift transforms into a relentless compulsion, a constant striving that prevents genuine presence. The responsibility illusion trap. Without clear boundaries, these sensitive souls can erroneously believe their insights or energy somehow dictate outcomes beyond their actual influence, leading to crushing guilt and anxiety when negative events inevitably occur. They mistake perception for control. The isolation vortex. Because their perceptions diverge so profoundly from conventional thinking, they often withdraw rather than learning the vital skill of communicating their insights appropriately. This isolation, while seemingly protective, paradoxically reinforces their sensitivity while cutting them off from crucial grounding influences and the wisdom of shared humanity. The inflation danger. Some tragically develop a subtle or not so subtle superiority complex, believing their capacity makes them more evolved than others. This spiritual pride is a dangerous barrier to continued learning, authentic connection, and true humility. When left unintegrated, this powerful sensitivity can indeed lead to a complete psychological breakdown, as the individual becomes utterly unable to function in a world that fails to validate their unique way of perceiving reality. Jung, ever the practical alchemist of the soul, developed specific, profound techniques for integrating this differentiated trust capacity, ensuring it blossomed into wisdom rather than self-destruction. Discrimination training. He taught individuals to hone their inner discernment, distinguishing between genuine, meaningful patterns and mere psychological projections. This involves rigorously verifying insights through multiple sources, examining emotional attachments to interpretations, and cultivating what he called an educated intuition. The goal is not to suppress sensitivity, but to refine it into an exquisitely accurate instrument for reading life's psychological significance. Grounded mysticism practice. Jung insisted that meaningful pattern recognition must be fiercely balanced with practical action and grounded rational thinking. He guided individuals to use their insights as rich, additional information for decision-making rather than a sole, infallible oracle. This means maintaining vibrant careers, nurturing relationships, and embracing responsibilities, allowing their sensitivity to enhance, not replace, conventional life skills. It's about being fully present in the world while being connected to its deeper currents. Shadow integration work. Often, this heightened capacity develops as a profound compensation for early trauma or deep rejection. Jung emphasized the courageous work of examining unconscious motivations for seeking meaning and control, integrating those fragmented parts of the self that have been denied or disowned. Without this vital shadow work, sensitivity becomes a spiritual defense mechanism rather than a true path to genuine psychological development and wholeness. JIT, community boundary skills. He taught specific techniques for preserving one's precious sensitivity while navigating social environments that simply may not comprehend their perceptions. This includes mastering the art of communicating insights appropriately and, crucially, finding kindred spirits who can appreciate their capacity without exploiting or diminishing it. It's about building bridges, not walls, while protecting your sacred space. Jung's analysis of historical figures vividly illustrates the stark difference between integrated and unintegrated, differentiated trust capacity. Integration success, Marcus Aurelius. The Roman emperor stands as a beacon of integrated trust. He perceived the profound, meaningful patterns in both political turmoil and personal trials, yet maintained unwavering responsibility for his responses. His meditations reveal a soul deeply trusting life's process, while simultaneously taking decisive action rooted in profound philosophical principles. Aurelius wielded his sensitivity to psychological and political currents to guide his leadership, never abandoning rational analysis or practical duty. Integration, success, Maya Angelou. Angela's life is a testament to how differentiated trust can transmute profound trauma into incandescent wisdom. She perceived the psychological and spiritual significance of her experiences, yet fiercely maintained her agency in how she responded to them. Her magnificent body of work showcases someone who unearthed meaning in suffering without ever succumbing to passivity or victimhood. Her integration involved channeling her sensitivity to uplift others, while diligently building practical skills and maintaining healthy boundaries. Integration, failure, Friedrich Nietzsche. Nietzsche possessed an almost terrifying sensitivity to cultural and psychological patterns, but tragically lacked the integration skills to navigate his own profound perceptions. His brilliant insights became increasingly untethered from practical life, spiraling into isolation, grandiosity, and ultimately, psychological breakdown. His story powerfully illustrates how unintegrated, differentiated trust can lead to blinding brilliance without grounding wisdom and piercing insight without inner stability. Jung identified several critical success factors for this profound journey: maintaining practical life skills, cultivating authentic community connections, fiercely balancing insight with decisive action, and skillfully avoiding both the pitfalls of spiritual materialism and the dismissive grip of rigid rationalism. He passionately believed that individuals with this capacity need specific, nurturing community support to flourish. He taught how to recognize kindred spirits, those comfortable with meaningful coincidences, serious about psychological development, balancing insight with action, and resisting both rigid materialism and magical thinking. Healthy companions demonstrate integrated trust, avoiding both control addiction and passive dependency. He cautioned against toxic communities that exploit sensitivity, encourage disconnection from practical life, promote spiritual superiority, or stifle critical thinking about their beliefs. Instead, Jung advocated for actively seeking out integration support networks. Therapists steeped in depth psychology, artists and writers exploring life's profound meanings, and fellow travelers courageously walking the path between mystical sensitivity and practical wisdom. These are the sacred spaces where true integration can unfurl. Jung meticulously documented the predictable yet deeply personal stages individuals with differentiated trust capacity experience as they learn to constructively integrate their sensitivity. Stage 1. Overwhelm recognition. Acknowledging that their profound sensitivity to meaningful patterns, once a source of fascination, has become overwhelming and detrimental. This often follows a crisis that forces a radical re-evaluation of their relationship with their own perceptions. Stage 2. Discrimination development. Learning to master the art of discernment, separating genuine, resonant insights from mere psychological projections. This stage involves developing rigorous skills to verify perceptions and bravely resist getting lost in the seductive labyrinth of endless meaning-seeking. Stage 3. Grounding integration. Cultivating the profound ability to maintain their exquisite sensitivity while robustly building practical life skills, thriving careers, and fulfilling relationships that do not hinge on others sharing their unique perceptions. It's about planting deep roots while reaching for the stars. Stage 4. Conscious collaboration. This is where the gift transforms into a powerful tool for active psychological development rather than remaining a passive identity or a source of egoic specialness. They become conscious collaborators with their own growth, embracing full personal responsibility for their evolutionary journey. Stage 5. Cultural contribution. Jung's ultimate stage envisions individuals who have learned to share their profound insights appropriately, contributing their unique wisdom to collective psychological development, all while maintaining healthy boundaries and wisely sidestepping spiritual inflation. Jung identified insidious traps that can derail this sacred journey. The special identity trap lures some into believing their capacity proves spiritual advancement, fostering superiority rather than genuine maturity. The meaning obsession trap can turn insight into a compulsion, preventing spontaneous engagement with life. The responsibility inflation trap burdens individuals with outcomes beyond their influence, leading to crushing guilt. And the community avoidance trap uses sensitivity as an excuse to retreat, reinforcing isolation instead of fostering connection. Yet Jung believed that those who successfully navigate these challenges and integrate their differentiated trust capacity serve a crucial evolutionary function for all humanity. They become living bridges spanning the chasm between rigid, rational materialism and a sometimes unmoored spirituality. They embody a vital middle path that honors both rigorous rational thought and the profound recognition of meaningful patterns. These individuals become cultural translators, demonstrating how to maintain scientific rigor while remaining exquisitely open to life's deeper symbolic currents. Their integrated existence proves that sensitivity and strength are not opposites, and that trusting life's intricate process can profoundly enhance rather than diminish personal effectiveness. Their insights become invaluable resources for collective healing, offering frameworks for navigating uncertainty and change without succumbing to either control, addiction, or passive dependency. They are pioneers, contributing to our collective emotional intelligence and psychological resilience. When you finally embrace and integrate your differentiated trust capacity, everything truly changes. You unlock the rare ability to consciously collaborate with your own psychological evolution while standing firmly in full personal responsibility. Jung's profound insights reveal that your overwhelming sensitivity isn't a flaw, but a powerful, underdeveloped capacity for perceiving the intricate, meaningful patterns that underpin your very development. The challenge is not to diminish your sensitivity, but to masterfully integrate it. Your capacity to recognize synchronicities, to feel the psychological significance of events, and to sense the developmental themes woven into your experiences, this is advanced psychological equipment that most people simply do not possess. But remember, without conscious integration, even the most magnificent gift can become a heavy burden. The universe you learn to trust is not an external, distant entity. It is the unfolding universe of your own individuation, manifesting through the relationships, challenges, and serendipitous circumstances that are precisely what your development requires. Jung concluded that individuals with differentiated trust capacity are nothing less than pioneers of consciousness evolution, illuminating a path for all humanity to navigate life with both profound, mystical sensitivity and unwavering practical wisdom. Your struggles are not personal failures, but the courageous growing pains of developing abilities that our culture has yet to fully understand or support. If you resonate with this journey, if you recognize the stirrings of this differentiated trust within you, I invite you to share in the comments, "I am integrating my sensitivity." Because your personal evolution is not just for you, it is a pioneering light that humanity desperately needs for its own awakening. Thank you for embarking on this exploration with me.